You guys from Netherlands?
Yes.
So what's the biggest problem in the Netherlands right now, in your opinion?
Wouldn't exactly know that.
Is it housing, prices, immigration, terrorism? What do we got?
There are not a lot of houses. There's a
housing
house
is
shortage.
definitely a problem, but I don't know if it's necessarily the main problem.
Why is that a problem? What's causing that?
Well, it's a small country and there are a lot of people living in it, especially it has a high density, and the market is really high, especially because of the war with Russia and Ukraine, and it's expected to rise even more. So,
Do you think the government's being irresponsible by allowing in millions of immigrants and refugees, which pushes up the prices of all the houses?
I think so, yes.
And that's the main cause of the shortage.
Yes, probably.
could be.
So Geert Wilders always talks about how Islam is growing. It's a cultural issue. Do you think there's a threat there, demographically, culturally, maybe national security threat?
No, I don't think so
That's the
necessarily.
problem. No, it's just a lot of people in one country, and that's, I don't know. That's not so easily solvable, but it's not necessarily Islam. Definitely not, I would say.
But do you see any changes in your country, like cultural changes or demographic changes?
No, it's very culturally diverse, I would say. That's true. Like there are a lot of different people with different ethnicities.
So if I go to Amsterdam, will I see more Dutch or more foreign?
More foreign.
Probably more foreign, yeah.
Is that good or bad?
That's not necessarily a good thing, but I would say that most capitals of big countries in Europe also have kind of the same situation.
Right. So some people are saying that's a bit of a problem. That
Yeah.
you go to Madrid, you go to Barcelona, you go to Paris, and you see like mostly people from other countries. So our culture seems to be changing. So do you think eventually that could be a problem where, you know, the Dutch people are a minority in their own cities?
That might be
Yeah.
in the big cities. It could be.
That could expand to the small cities too.
That's what you call a problem, you know?
Yeah, but I also think Europe is definitely a continent that's more like, especially because a lot of small countries close to one another. I think it definitely shows a good culture appropriation, and I think everything is very, it's different from other continents. But I also think that could be a good thing, like a culture exchange. But yeah, there definitely are barriers to that too. But
Definitely change, yeah.
Because if you go to China, you're only going to see Chinese. If you go to Japan, it's only Japanese. If you go to Africa, Nigeria, it's only Nigerians, maybe a little bit of other people. But you go to Europe and you see like half your city is from Pakistan. Like you go to London, it looks like Mumbai, India. So it's like some people are going to say that that's bad, not because they're racist, but because they want to protect their own culture.
yeah, I guess that could be true to a degree. That there's definitely been a rise in probably immigrants, but
Right, like so if you go to India, it's going to be mostly Indian people, Indian food. If you go to London, Indian food, halal, right?
I think it's a good thing that you take all of the foods around the world and have it at one place.
But at the expense of your own culture diminishing?
No, not necessarily, but it could be both.
So you think there should be a limit to it, you know?
Yeah.
You could have some, but not to the point where it gets overwhelming.
I definitely think it's a good thing. For example, with food or culture, or even clothing, that it definitely brings like a different perspective on most things, and a lot of people like Indian food, for example. But as we said, there definitely are limits to this, but it's not necessarily a bad thing.